Good afternoon. We have sunshine for the first time in such a long time. It's been super stormy, and the other day it was really windy and a load of power lines came down and we had no power for pretty much the whole day. My face is red from the sun. For pretty much the whole day, and no power. Therefore no water, because the water needs a pump. It's water from a well and it needs the pump, which needs electricity. So yeah, it came back on at almost 9 o'clock at night, and I actually really love it. I mean, having no water is not ideal, but I love it sometimes when the power is off, because everywhere is just so peaceful. But also it was really windy and it was quite scary because of these like 200-foot trees like swaying like twigs in the wind, and there's a real risk of them falling, especially when it's been so wet recently. But it's all part of it. All part of it, and nowhere is without risk. And people always say to me, "Are you safe there? Are you safe there?" But I actually feel safer here a lot of the time than I did in Manchester. So yeah. But randomness. This morning in my yoga practice, and I don't know why this came up, I did this meditation at the end and I just kept getting this message, which came to me during yoga actually: there is no spoon. So I had this tightness in my hip and I was breathing into it, and then I suddenly felt it release, and this message came into my head as there is no spoon, as in it's all an illusion. And I felt like when I breathed and I felt this heat and then the tightness just leave my hip, that connection, that mind-body connection, was actually releasing the tightness in my hip rather than the stretch, if that makes sense. And I see people, and I don't think one way is right or wrong, but I see people like, I wanted to do pancake for ages, which is like a forward fold sitting on the floor where you put your chest on the floor. And I still can't quite do it, but I'm a lot closer than I was 7 years ago when I started. I literally couldn't bend forwards when I first started. And I see people that are forcing themselves into it. They have people sitting on them, they put weights on their back. And okay, yeah, that might improve the stretch in your muscles, but what I really, really love is when your mind and your body connect and you feel something shift in your body as a result of what your mind. It's really hard to explain. Really hard to explain. But yeah, there is no spoon. There is no spoon. There's a couple of things that have come up recently, and it all comes back to being authentic. So I'm working with somebody, a new person started recently, and we were doing cleaning together, and cleaning is my main job here, and I love seeing things clean. And said, I don't like cleaning toilets. I never clean toilets. And I said, haven't you lived on your own? And yeah, but when I've been in relationships, I like cooking, and whoever I've been with always did the cleaning and I did the cooking. And I said, okay, fine, but we're not in a relationship and this is your job. Oh, but I don't like cleaning toilets. I'll do the other stuff. You can do it. And I kind of did that day, and then the next day we were working together again, and I said, okay, so today, he wasn't going to even clean the toilet in his room, and he said, oh, you still want me to clean my toilet? And I said, yeah, I do. And I said, actually, there's 2 hotel rooms, for want of a better word, that we're cleaning today, so 2 bathrooms, so we can do 1 each. Oh, but I don't like cleaning bathrooms. And I said, neither do I. Nobody likes cleaning toilets, but it's part of our job. And then this is kind of suggestion, well, you don't hate it as much as I do, therefore you should do it. And I thought about it, and I said, just because you don't want to do something that's a part of your job, why does that mean that I have to do it? Is that, I don't know if fair's the right word, but the role is like, you've signed up for this job and this is the job. If you don't want to clean the toilet, go and speak to the manager. Don't try and manipulate me into doing it. And so anyway, long story short, he ended up cleaning the toilet. And I said to him afterwards, if he'd asked me 3 years ago, I would have just done it. I would have thought, oh, fuck it, I'll just do it myself. It's easier than having this discussion. And also there'll be a part of me that thinks, oh, I really want him to like me. And if I make him clean the toilet, maybe he won't like me, and all this kind of stuff. And I said, yeah, if you'd asked me 3 years earlier, I would have done it. But right now, actually, I respect myself. And I sat with it and I thought, me respecting myself was way more important than whether or not this man liked me. I mean, he's actually really nice and we got on really well. And I feel like now the friendship that we have is a more authentic one, because I didn't just do something that I didn't want to do to try and make him like me. I said, no, this is your job, you have to do it. and if you don't like me, it doesn't matter. And then I'm not. My perception of it is, if you do something just to keep the peace, just because the other person doesn't want to do it, but you actually don't really want to do it yourself either, then you build this resentment, this internal resentment. And the other person doesn't know that. The person that didn't do the thing doesn't feel anything. They just didn't clean the toilet they didn't want to clean. Whereas you doing the thing you didn't want to do either, but you just did it for whatever reason, to avoid conflict or to be liked, whatever, you then build this resentment inside yourself. And the next time you work together, you then set a pattern there, like, well, I always have to clean the toilets when we work together. Whereas if in the first place you just say no, then I think you save yourself that process of the resentment. And yeah, so this whole thing for me is then being authentic. So now I've spoken my truth and I've been authentic with two different people, and the outcome has been incredible. And it's just left me with this feeling of calm, which I wasn't expecting. And I just feel more and more like I keep expecting, because of my past patterning and things, I keep expecting things to go one way. And when they actually go the other way, the way that I want them to go, it's just incredible. It just feels incredible. And I feel just so blessed to be here.